Alright, so one of the reasons why I came to Virginia, it wasn't really to hang out with Mike. Mike doesn't like me too much.
Or the birthday of my daughter.
Yeah, or man, I came for Mia's birthday. I came for a lot of reasons, but one of them is to race for the car. I'm planning to drive to the car to the track sometime, so it'll be nice to have plates on it, or to go out to like a little meet, whatever, to the car out. So Mike's gonna race her out here in Virginia, so that they don't say shit about our open hood exhaust, pretty much. We also have to go over a list.
And we had a stock gas tank, so we're gonna put a fuel cell house intended. We had a lot of problems at the dyno. We had problems at the track with the fuel tank, so we're gonna get rid of the fuel tank and go with a fuel cell.
Yeah, so, well, the fuel cell that we're gonna run, it's not cheap. We weren't trying to buy even one, and since Mike decided to cut the spare tire area, the first idea I had is this. So it's the radium, basically like it fits where you cut out the spare tire area, but if you look closely, it's $1,800.
Yeah.
We knew, building a drag car is not cheap. From day one, we knew what our plan was to get the most we could out of that budget, because realistically we needed more money to build a nicer car. So
I mean, right now we have like, you know, if we want to miss that gear, it's a 10-second drag car with $9,000. You know, that's pretty good. So right now, like, we're gonna go to the steps to take it to the 9s. So which it involves a fuel cell, it involves a water to air intercooler, and it's gonna involve methanol injection and a Haltech ECU. Different one than the 550, because now we're gonna have to, with methanol, we're gonna have to run all 6 injectors.
And nitrous.
And yeah, nitrous.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna do everything, you know. If it does a 9, cool. If it does faster than a 9, even cooler, you know. Like, so we're just gonna take these couple steps, you know, probably like throw another $5,000 at it and go into the 9s.
You're saying $5,000, but it's gonna be more than $5,000. I have
now
to go.
If we buy it off Facebook Marketplace.
Well, I had to go through the car. We were rushed to finish it,
Yeah,
so
it was rushed.
the tubs are garbage. We just like kind of threw them together. So I had to get Serge, our third Vargas. So Serge Vargas has to come back and cut the tubs out and do really nice mini tubs. There was some other stuff we had to do. Like he wants to do
definitely like wider wheels, bigger tires on the back.
Not wider wheels. I mean wider wheels, but same size tires.
Yeah, because we're running the spacers.
Yeah, so the same size tires with a little bit wider wheel with different offset. There's a bunch of little stuff we have to finish in the car we didn't get time to, but now we actually go through like putting a hood on it. I'm putting a hood in the car. We're not gonna drive without a hood. Probably gonna run Ignite. And
well, that's for strip driven. You're gonna have to run methanol for the drag strip.
We're running Ignite. We're gonna run Ignite with methanol injection and nitrous. So we're gonna run a fucking bomb basically. We gotta have to go over the whole car, put bigger brakes in the front. Before we even try hitting a 9, I'm gonna put a parachute in the car.
Just for the
when you're going fast,
for the hell of it.
Nah, so when you're going fast, it's like something you don't play with like speed. So bigger brakes in the front and a parachute just in case we hit a basically a high pass. Because once you go that fast, the car does not stop, no matter what you fucking do to it.
Yeah, because the car has a lot in it right now. We only ran 25 pounds of boost, and we ran an 11.2 at 125, missing a gear. You know, so this car has a lot in it. So definitely, as it says at 25 pounds, it is a 10-second car. If we race it to 35 to 40 pounds,
what it is gonna be a 10-second car, because as soon as I get back to California, I'm picking the car up, driving it back to the shop, taking the transmission out, putting a new one on there, going over the little shit over the car, going back to the dyno, and then going straight to the track to run a 10. I feel like I fucked up because Mike did the fast pass. I can drive too, but that day it wasn't working out. So we need, as us together, I need to go to the track and run a 10, because that car has a 10 in it. Like, it's not an 11-second car, it's a 10-second car. Then Mike got mad. Like you won. Why are you mad?
I mean, that's whatever.
I'm butthurt because I talked so much shit saying I was gonna beat Brad. Basically, I didn't beat him because I didn't race, so Mike beat him. So we still have a little grudge. So we see what happens. I mean, the car, I'm gonna make it faster so that if Brad ever tries to race me again, he's not gonna have a chance. Like realistically, you're not gonna have a chance in the world because we're going for high 30 PSI. So it's gonna be like 600-700 to the wheels, and that car, you cannot catch it at that basically that horsepower.
We were 60 foot in him with a manual. He was running 1.8, we were running 1.4s consistently, so we already know we got the whole shot on him every time.
And that was on that shitty ass clutch. So in the future, we're gonna switch to twin disc because the clutch was the cost of the transmission braking. We tuned the car on the dyno. I think it was 21 pounds at 560, 570. But the track, we ran 26 pounds. So at the track, the clutch was just way too stiff on the whole driveline. The diff is solid, the drive shaft is solid, but the transmission, since it was a stock, it just went through hell.
Yeah, the transmission, the synchros are bad, so it wouldn't go into third correctly. So, and then when we on the final race, when we raced it past 25 pounds, you know, to like make it the last final, like, you know, actually go into the tens, like, you know, the transmission didn't like it, so we're just gonna get something like less aggressive but still holds.
Yeah, the whole plan I had from the beginning was not let Mike drive. So you guys don't know Mike like I do. Mike breaks shit, so my plan was do as many passes as I could, try to see how far I can get with the car, and then eventually if there was a little like hiccup and we're in a bad situation, and let just Mike just fucking give a hell and blow it up if he wants to, but I knew he was gonna go fast. We had issues the first pass. The first pass we were dialing the 60 foots way too hard to the point that we were at 8 PSI on the rear tires, and once I took off on the straightaway, it was not like us. It was all over the place. I almost crashed it. Second pass, the throttle body came off. It's a piece of shit eBay one, so we're gonna put a different one on it because that one failed us. Third pass, I red lit. Yeah. So like I did the burnout, and then something happened in the charging system that I burned the ECU. We didn't burn the ECU, I burned the fuse to the ECU. So Mike quickly hot wired it so I can get down to the strip. But since all that shit was happening, I was like way too overwhelmed, and I red lit. I was just trying to leave. So I was like, fuck it. Put Mike in the seat, took off all the safety cuts on, and just let it eat. So that's how he got the pass to win the whole show. Second pass was even crazier, but the transmission didn't hold, like you said. But for now, it's gonna be same transmission back in the car, more boost, finer tuning on the engine because it was way too hot. So we had to tune the car really conservative. 10 EFRs is like you do not make power 10, 90 EFRs like we were running.
Then also the car had, since we didn't have an intercooler on it, we did have the air temp safeties. So the car did pull a lot of timing with temperature. So, you know, the power it made, that was with pulling timing with the high temp. So once we have the intercooler on there, it's not gonna pull timing anymore. It's actually gonna make a lot of power. Right there, that was a handicap motor that we had to race Brad. Once we let it loose, like it's gonna make probably 100, 150 more without the safeties on the air temperature.
Yeah, I also wanna add just a little, we're gonna change computers. We're probably gonna go to like either 15 or 2500 Elite. So we're gonna add fuel pressure safety because that's one of the problems we had at the track. I mean, we've been used to driving these cars, so we know when the car's not running right, so we let off of it. Because last pass before I gave the car to Mike, I kept pedaling the car because it kept leaning out. And I knew it wasn't anything related to the car or the tune, it was just fuel delivery. We pulled the fuel filter out, it's completely clogged. If it had the safety cuts, it would just cut it off and tell me what it is. But luckily we already kind of had an idea what it was, so we just fixed it. So we want to put that just to make sure, get an actual wideband to the computer so the computer sees lean out, turns it off, because if we lose a race, we lose a race, but it's better than blowing up the engine, because that engine is not cheap. Like, yeah, that engine's not cheap. Mike, $700, right?
Yeah, $700.
Today we got the actual package from Hoonigan, you can see, and it involves the title. So, title for the car is officially ours. Gonna go register it. You guys don't believe us, but there's a bill of sale and there's $400. So, If you still don't believe us, we don't really care. We bought the car fairly for $400. The guy wanted more. He knew who we were. He knew what we were trying to do. So of course he gave us a good deal on the car, but it was a non-running RX-7. So it's not really worth a lot of money. Like first gens are worth money when they're running, and when they're not running, they're not worth shit. So that's how we were able to kind of fit this in a budget. At the end of the day, we had to basically hustle a lot to sell a lot of the parts, because building a fast drag car is not cheap. We managed to do it with that budget just because we sold some of the parts, because that car would have not gone in 11 with $9,000. There's like no way in hell. So we got lucky we sold the parts. But now that we had that budget, that we already built the car, I'd say like 70% there, we actually have to keep going and spend a lot more money. The transmission, I want to end up running most likely a Liberty transmission, so I can just do clutchless shifting and just take off, like just basically just rip down the straightaway. We need to install a drive shaft loop. We didn't get to actually put one on for the drag races because time, and it wasn't given to us because it was supposed to be part of the safety on it. I had to clean up the wiring because the wiring was rushed for the show. That's why we had that issue with the computer burn the fuse. New wheels. I want to put new wheels. Those were just budget wheels. They worked. I don't like how they look personally, so I had to get wheels made for the car. They should have had theirs that front of the car is 4x110, rear is 5x170, I think. So I have to convert the front to 5x170. So I can actually it'll be way easier for me to get wheels made if they're the same lug pattern. At that point, if I'm converting the front to a 570, like 5x170, I also need to get bigger brakes put in the car. We already put the BC coils, so we have to figure out how to go around that, because depending on what we go with, we might not be able to run the same RX-7 spindle unless we go with, I think it's called aerospace brakes. They sell you basically just bolt in a bigger brake kit and just into the RX-7 hub, but it's 4 lugs. I have to get him to machine it for 5 lug. There's a bunch of little things I have to do to the car still to get it to where I want it, because I'm really like I'm detailed on everything. So the car the way it is right now, I have to go through it a lot. Like I'm not confident at all in that car to go back to the track the way it is. So I want to rewire the computer so we can actually run the all 6 injectors to make more power to it. Do the alignment. The wheels we had in the front were leaking air, so we had to put new tires on them so they don't leak anymore. Just a little bit of stuff, because I'm gonna be in the car racing it, and Mochi cannot be without Dad, right, Mochi? Yeah, so Mochi does not want to be an orphan, so I have to make sure the car is 100% dialed safety wise to then push the car even more, because that engine at 26 pounds, that's nothing to the engine. That engine can make a lot more power, so we're gonna be aiming for 30 or 40 pounds realistically.
And an RX-8, I don't even know.
So car's officially registered in Virginia with antique tags. So that means, Mike, what does that mean? That means we can do whatever we want, right?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. So now I get to drive the car in the street.